Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Hello. How's your way?
It was good.
Okay.
Just a bit of traffic along the way, but everything
Okay.
went well. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So, thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming to this meeting. My name is Baran Haile. I am the IT Infrastructure Director of.
My name is Hassan, and I'm head of the corporate social responsibility.
My name is Bimbai Machakari. I'm one of the consultants from Unique Consultants.
And my name is Vanden, also a consultant at Unit Consultant as well. We aim this with my colleague.
How can your company help us to reduce CO2 relation to patient mobility?
This is one of our issue. As you know, carbon dioxide is one of the contributors for carbon footprint. So, and as people move, like on their use transportation cars and stuff, so we contribute to the our carbon footprint. So, how can your company help us to reduce our contribution?
To address your concern as pertaining to carbon footprint, how you can reduce it, I think the world is going towards that way anyway. So our suggestion to you is we are going to create a specific application that you can use. It can do various services. For example, if people want to book for an appointment, they don't have to call, they can just go online. Make a booking online. It saves them from coming to the hospital, and also if they want reminding of their appointment, the system can automatically send them a text to remind them of their appointment. And if there are cases which are not critical, the app, you can use it to do a video conference with a patient in this event or situation where they don't need to come over to the hospital. And the other thing, to avoid them traveling up and down, for example, for their prescription, they can book via the application also. Or if there are people that are quite old and they are very forgetful, they can always set a reminder on their phone, or you can always set a reminder on their behalf and send them a reminder text. If there is anything that you want us to add onto the services, we are very much obliged to do it for you.
And also, regarding application, usually when you say application, it sounds a bit complex for like the elderly, but we try to make it as very user-friendly as possible. Also, we can add like voice captioning in there for people who got hearing problem. Also, we can adjust the size of the text, the color of the screen, whatever. Try to make it as easy as possible for them to use it, so that way it won't be a problem for people who are not so familiar with technologies or computers or mobile phones for that matter. So we try to make it as easy as possible.
So guys, as we have made clear on our consultancy call, as well as on our correspondence with you on email, that our company is so dedicated and so highly dedicated to reduce the energy consumption and subsequently reducing our carbon footprint, as Hassan also mentioned. One of these areas that we like to reduce electricity consumption is our infrastructure. So how can your company help us to tackle this problem?
Yeah, and regarding the emails that we've been sending back and forth, I noticed one of your main concerns was energy saving, and I've gathered a few points that our company provide that I think could be really beneficial for your company. And one of the main one is cloud computing. Is mainly for like storing and accessing data. So instead of having a room with servers or like data centers, you wouldn't really be having those. We would do all of that for you, but you'll still be able to access all the data that you need. So that would save you the energy of having multiple servers within the building. And also lighting as well. We provide like motion sensor lights. We can put them in each room, in each office, in all of your departments. For example, we can do the timer as well. you can set it to 1 minute, 2 minutes, which would mean if no one goes in the room for a minute, the lights would automatically go off. Or you can put 2 minutes. Whenever someone goes back in the room, the lights will come automatically. So that would save energy as well, of having multiple rooms with a lot of lights just being on and no one using them. And also for your printing as well, that would save energy, because usually people have multiple printers in a building doing black and white, colored, or even more. So I suggest that you got different printers for different services in different departments. So that way you won't have multiple printers just being there, not being used, when people only need a certain type of document to be printed. For example, PDF and stuff like that, which would be printed in color, you'd go to a separate building for that. And black and white would just be main for like the main employees, where everyone would mainly use. But for the colored and stuff, that would mainly be for the directors and the other managers and stuff.
Just to reiterate on the point that my colleague made concerning cloud storage, you shouldn't worry about the transition from your system. When we move into the new system, it will be the transition will be very seamless.
It's like it wouldn't happen. And also regarding what I was mentioning before, we also provide a power saving software. We can implement it on your PCs within your offices and stuff. That would also reduce the cost of energy as well. What it does, it's for an example, if the PCs are not being used for over an hour, they would automatically shut down. But they would also give a prompt to the user, like a warning, to let them know that this machine will shut down automatically if it hasn't been used in an hour, and it will remind them to save whatever they're doing, so that way they wouldn't lose their work. But so yeah, that should be saving them. Saving you some energy. Saving the cost and energy.
I want to believe from our past communication, you mentioned that at the moment you are using cards.
Yeah.
We can change and move away, remove the card system, and let everyone who is a worker or a colleague at your place use fingerprint authentication to enter into the doors, every other sensitive area or room that you want them to enter, so that on your system you can monitor every movement that is happening within.
Is it like a kind of RFID system?
It will be something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anything that you want, it monitors every movement in the hospital for whoever is working for you. So even on the doors, when somebody tries to go in, it alerts you that somebody is using their fingers to try.
Following our discussion, we are really interested on your suggestions, and but we would like to take time to think over and have discussions with our colleagues on
you guys offered us.
What you have offered us and what you have proposed. So we'll keep in touch with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we are really happy on what you have proposed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much for taking time to consider this. And if you need anything from us, just send us an email or contact us on our phones. Any adjustments that you want from our side, we are willing to hear your part so that we can work together. But we will be looking forward to hear from you.
Yeah, we definitely will do that. And also, if you guys got like whatever solution you would like to put it into our company, we will again consider it as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for having us.